I'm Darwin Boston with VisitMahomet.com, and with this week's Business Spotlight, we are visiting Yellow&Co here on Main Street here in Mahomet, Illinois. So Elizabeth is inside. We're going to chat with her a little bit to get to know this store a little bit more. So why don't you come on inside and we'll take a look. Well, obviously you have a beautiful shop here, but how long has it been here in Mahomet?
Well, we moved into this space in May of 2018. And then we were down the street next to Bergwald since 2014.
What's the name of this complex?
West Park Town Center.
Right across from Sangamon on Main. We're on the Project 47 nearby. So obviously it's a lot more space, a lot more opportunity. So what all do you have here in the shop?
Well, when we were down the street, the boutique the paint party stuff was kind of down the side, and the boutique was all along the other side. So we have separated out the classroom and the boutique now. So in the boutique, we have a lot of Illinois-made products, locally made, just fun merchandise that I just kind of carefully handpick. We have bath and body, we have jewelry, we have a little bit of apparel, home decor, art, of course.
So now you would say that's Yellow & Company. And
yeah.
Back here we have, obviously there's a class going on behind us. This is Paint Like Me. So you were in Decatur before this? And tell us a little bit about why
I moved here?
And all that good stuff.
Well, I would say Mahomet picked me.
There you go.
So I married someone that lives here. So yeah, I know, he's great. So I was somewhat familiar with Mahomet. Actually, a funny story about Mahomet, before I even did paint parties, I was a decorative artist. And I painted in Thornwood when they had like the Street of Dreams, I want to say 2005. And I was just like, why can't I live in a neighborhood like this? You know, I was just like, my life. And then
I had not heard this.
Then I got divorced. And I met my husband, and he lived in Mahomet. And now, next thing you know, I'm like living in Mahomet, and it's just like one of those really interesting, like wormhole in the universe moments in my life. So
that's awesome. So I have a business right across the street, so you and I get to see each other quite a bit. But if somebody's never been here before, how would you describe it? Okay, I am the owner operator of Yellow&Co, and they say, well, what's there? How would you describe it to somebody who's never been here?
Well, we've actually kind of evolved into a gift shop, to be quite honest. So I would say it's just full of fun, happy, artsy, funky, whimsical stuff.
Stuff for everybody, though. I see some boutique clothing and some artwork, but the gift is probably the best way of putting it.
Yes.
Okay, so you've been here now, you said how long?
2018, here, May of 2018 in this space.
So is this exceeding your expectations?
Oh my gosh,
is this what you had thought? Oh, it is?
Yes, oh totally,
In what way?
Well, there's just so much more visibility now.
Right.
And we're kind of a destination now. Like people come in, like this morning, some people came from Ogden just to come here. And we didn't have that at all when we were down the street. We just didn't have the visibility. It was so small, and so having it separated out like this, and there's just a look and feel, people like it. So
well, obviously, there's quite an appeal for people who want to be their own business owner. There's a lot of fun. So tell me what part of it that you really enjoy being your own business owner.
Honestly, the people that come in here. I love interacting with the people. I love the creative aspect of Paint Like Me. I spend an extraordinary amount of time picking out merchandise, which is, I knew I would spend a lot of time, but I know how much time. Yes.
This town, one of the things with the new retail movement in the economy and stuff, I feel like boutiques is really thriving. We're going to talk to some other boutiques here in town years going. But where do you see this boutiques heading? Is it basically where it's at now? Do you think it's going to grow?
No, I think it's going to grow. I was actually listening to a podcast this morning, and people, Amazon was the thing.
Right.
And people are now looking for an experience. Right. They want a relationship with the shop owner.
Touch and feel.
They want, I know what my customers like. Yeah. They want to know that they can come in here and I've picked out something that they're going to love.
Right.
You don't want to get on Amazon and spend 9 hours and you still didn't find the thing you were looking for.
You got to return it.
Yeah.
I understand that.
And maybe it comes from China. You just don't know. Okay. So
the things that I think is part of the experience you were talking about is you have a lot of events. So a little side plug, we do the This Week in Mahomet, of course.
Yes.
And it seems like every week we have one or two from your boutique.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about some of your bigger events,
okay,
and then just educate people on more about that in general, because I think that's a big part of your experience here.
It is. Well, we've been doing paint parties for 6 years.
Okay.
And paint parties were all the rage for a little while, and that's kind of scaling back a little bit, and people are wanting to still do creative things, but not necessarily with paint. They don't always want to get messy. They don't always want that paint party experience. So we do a lot of, like this Saturday we have Succulent Bar where you can come in and make your own little garden. That's one of our most popular events.
Wow.
Yeah. So it'll be like the 5th one that we've done.
Okay.
And it's actually probably our best-selling class that we do. But you can just walk in anytime during that, I think it's 12 to 3.
Right.
We've done macrame classes. We've done soap making. We've done,
Wow.
we have some other paint party places that come in here and do their thing. So we're just always looking for different kind of
And I hear a
experiences.
blowtorch behind me.
Yes.
So you do a little bit of everything.
Yes, we're blowtorching today.
That's awesome. So what are the kids doing back there?
They're doing poured acrylic frames, which if you see that red one there,
Okay.
it's like this swirly kind of thing, and then you take a blowtorch to it and it makes all these like bubbles and things. Yeah, it's really
I'm
cool.
not allowed to be around blowtorches.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the kids are not allowed to blowtorch either. The adults are doing that. So.
So one of the things that I've always said is competition is good if it's done the right way. And so with multiple boutiques, let's say someone's watching this and they're thinking, hey, I'd love to start a boutique. And it's done in a way that complements you.
Yes.
What would be your advice to them?
To really identify their ideal customer and their actual customer, and they're not always going to be the same. And you have to just create this very narrow lane. If you're trying to do everything and please everybody, you will not succeed.
Okay.
It has to be very narrow.
So stick to your, stay in your lane and
Yeah.
kind of figure that part out.
Yeah.
So, okay, so now let me get to know Elizabeth a little bit better. We know the young Elizabeth and the entrepreneur Elizabeth, but you're a wife,
I am.
mom,
We have 7 children, Darwin.
okay? That's a TV show somewhere, but tell us a little bit more about
I have 4 daughters,
Okay.
and my husband Mike has 2 sons and a daughter.
Okay.
So we dated for a really long time because we didn't want to put 7 kids in one house.
Is that why you're working full time?
Yes, 100 hours a week. So we dated for 6 or 7 years before we got married. So half of them were graduated.
And how long you been married, Mike?
4 years.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool.
Yes.
So of the 7, any of them come up here and help you out?
Yeah, actually, 2 of my daughters like to come up here. They don't really work here. I mean, they will in a pinch, but they just like to kind of do stuff and paint.
part of
And,
it.
yeah.
Very
And they'll help me pick out things. I'll be like, is this a cute outfit? They're like, no, or yes.
Consult,
So,
free consult.
yes.
Very good. The photographers, this was their first, when they walked in, it was their first time here, and they're like, oh my gosh, it's so cute.
Oh, thank you.
So what would be, I guess, what the experience are you going for?
Well, we kind of want you to suspend reality, just come in, relax, enjoy, laugh. That whole little corner over there, that's all the funny stuff. And just be inspired. Just kind of check out of all there's so much negative going on in the world, as you know.
Yeah.
And I just try not to really bring that in here for people. I mean, I may.
It's a chance to shut off your devices,
Yes,
come in here
yes,
and
and
use
just
arts.
be inspired. Okay,
Okay, so what do we have over here?
Okay, this is our greeting card section.
Okay.
And all but one of our greeting card companies are really small shops, letter presses, or just artists that have produced their own line of greeting cards.
Okay.
We have a little bit of notepads and some other paper goods. So we have a small amount of apparel, and it's just kind of fun little pops for your wardrobe. You're not going to probably come in here and out. So she's one of our brands, one of our local gals. We have a small section of art supplies that I'm working on expanding, actually getting a little bit more art supplies. We're kind of low right now too. We usually have a little bit more stuffed animals, but somebody cleaned me out last week.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good one to have.
So this section back here is the snarky section, we call it. And there are some naughty words back there, just FYI.
We'll add it.
But there's like fun socks and tea towels and signs and that sort of thing in there.
Okay.
And then our jewelry, we have a huge jewelry section. Really,
Any of this local?
yes, a lot of it is local.